Okay, boys and girls, I'll cover this one as quickly as I can. Basically, I've had a rough couple of weeks. The car failed its MOT. It's a Corsa B, just like that one. Basically, it failed on chassis, so it's all rotted away by the rear suspension. So that's fucked. Game over for the car. It's now sat on the driveway like a naughty little boy. So, fuck it. That's one thing that's gone tits up on me. Basically, we still haven't heard from the doctors / hospital about my kid. So, I'm going to talk about it to the best of my knowledge anyway. Fuck it, because I've had enough of waiting. I will open by saying it's nothing life-threatening. I was bitching out the other week, I realise that now, but as I explained at the time, it's your kid. It's your kid, it's your kid, it's your kid, you know, it's one of them things you do bitch out about, you little ones. But here it goes. Basically, he was born with a condition, insert long Latin name that I don't know here, that basically causes approximately 4 in every 10,000 to be born with one eye with cataracts in it. It's not something you spot because obviously they don't realise they're blind in one eye, they just are. They grow their entire life, they get used to using just the one eye from birth, so it's never an issue for them, they just adapt. As you would if you lost your sight, after a while your one eye would become stronger and capable of doing depth perception to a degree. And we've never noticed anything wrong with him. But anyway, that is what is wrong with him. His left eye, he is blind. And he's fine with it, you know, he's none the wiser, he's had it from birth, so as far as he's aware, that's just the way it is. And we haven't pressured him with the burden of the knowledge, you know, we haven't burdened him with it. Just left him a happy child playing. But the issue comes into it is the fact that we now have to make a choice for him, for his good. But there is no right answer. Basically, if we have... no, not the tyres. There are two options. There is a surgery where they basically take out the entire damaged lens. It's more than an adult would have. Adults normally have like a laser surgery or a lens removal, but because he's had it from birth, they have to take the entire lens and just put a basic one in. But the issue lies in the fact that his brain might not know how to use that eye properly, if at all. So the surgery could be a complete waste of time. But the doctor hopes and thinks there may be about 30 to 40% chance he'll gain some vision in that eye. You know, it'd be a fucking miracle, but that's what he hopes. Now the downside of the surgery is, yes, he has to go in for a surgery, it'll take a day, he'll probably be kept in hospital overnight, but it's the aftercare that hurts the most. You've basically got to train his left eye to work, which means patching, covering his right eye, which does work, so that the left eye is forced to. Now, with a baby it's easy, because the baby can't complain too much or make too much fuss or do anything about it really. But my son's 5, he's going to be 6 next year, and he's got school started in September, so you've got to consider all the options with this one. You've got to think, well, are we really going to, for a certain amount of time a day or whatever the requirement is, blind the kid for that amount of time, so to force an eye to work? That might not even happen, it might not even work for him. There's obviously a lot to consider with both options. Oh yeah, the other option. The other option is do nothing, which again is not a wrong answer, but it's not a right answer either. The doctor says because he's so far gone, you know, this thing would have normally been picked up on by the time he was free, maybe been done something about it, and maybe got some results. The likelihood is it still be the same because it's been from birth. Basically, we do nothing. If the cataracts destroys the centre of the eye, we basically have to get cosmetic surgery, but that's all it'd be, is cosmetic. And he would then have to just go through life as he is. He knows no different and probably never would if we didn't do anything. Maybe later in life he'd come to notice it and he'd go, fucking hell, I'm blind, and we go, yeah, sorry. But they're really the options, and that spun me the fuck out. You know, I was on minimum sleep, I took in the hospital, and then we found that out, and it just spun me out so bad. I was sick to my stomach, I felt horrible, you know, the fact that this decision was being laid at our feet. How do you make that decision? How do you come to a thing where you go, okay, what's best for him, when there is no best? One may gain some vision, but it's basically torture, and the other would almost guarantee no vision in that eye. In fact, it would probably mean cosmetic surgery later on. How do you come to a decision? So what we're doing is, and this is the doctor's advice as well, the doctor advised not to rush into this, to go away, think about it for a long time. There's no rush, there literally is no rush. We've got until he's about 8 to make a decision on this, but we want to do it before then, obviously, before he turns 6 preferably. But we'll need to go to him again, do another consultation and all that shit, work out the best option for all involved. What do you do though? What do you do? Torture the boy? Don't torture the boy? It spun me the fuck out. So here's the plan. Saturday, which is in 2 days for me, probably 1 day for you, we are going away for a couple of days. We're going to Llandudno. Following the Llandudno trip, we will return after 3 days. There may be video, there may be pictures, I don't know yet. But we're going away, we're going to come back, and then we are going to track down the specialist we talked to on the first day when we found out, get all the information, and then we'll progress from there. But it just turned our world upside down with him, because he's such an amazing, bright little boy, and so much of the trouble we've had so far has made sense now. Like his inability with his speech, his problems with learning, you know. Like, you always hope that it's nothing serious, but then to find out that the reason he got into so many fights is because he may not have seen the people bump into him. He may not have seen someone coming towards him. And that's why when they bumped into him and he's gone, what the fuck are you doing? And then chased them down and hit them. And you're kind of like, well, fucking hell, that makes so much sense now. But never at the time. And now that we look at photos, we look at pictures of him as a baby. And you know, when you see a kid with red eye, you're like, demon baby. But you look at him now and you can see that his left eye is like a milky pink instead of red. And you're like, well, I thought that was just angle. I'd never thought about it. And people don't go looking for cataracts in babies. Let's be honest, you don't expect a baby to be blind in one eye at birth. What are you doing? Go! You cunt! So yeah, it was one of them. It fucking spun me right out. I mean, the missus cried about it, as you would. Perfectly understandable. I had a little bit of a tear up in work thinking about it, because obviously it's his life, it's his entire future, and we've got a hard decision. There's a lot of things to take into consideration, and it's all for his better, is what we're doing it for. I wonder if I do. But it hit us so hard. The fact that we hadn't seen it, you know, we feel bad for him. He's unaware, so he doesn't give a shit. But we feel so bad for him that his life has been affected before it's begun. But it's not a fatality, that's the thing. It's not something that will cause him a load of shit in the long run. Oh, someone nearly rear-ended somebody then. You know, it's not one of them things that's going to end his life. It's not going to make him any worse off than anybody else, really. It may make him a little uncoordinated and, you know, hard of sight, but it's not that bad. But fuck, did it throw me out. And again, it's because it's your own kid. Like, I thought about it logically. Like, I'm a first aider, and I'm normally quite, you know, I don't normally let my emotions get on top of anything that I do. The missus will tell anybody that emotions are one thing I don't show anybody. They stay buried until required. But this time, fucking hell, pluck the strings, touch nerves. But then I sat down, I thought about it logically. I thought, okay, yes, he is blind in one eye. People have survived in all sorts of positions and done all sorts of things with their lives with only one eye. Just going off famous people, Marty Feldman had trouble with his eyes and he became a famous actor. There are hundreds of thousands of them. People who function with one eye or half eyesight and shit like that every day. It's not the end of the world. And I've thought about it a lot, you know. I've taken my emotions out of it and I've sat down and I've thought about it and come to conclusions and thought about it as an adult, and it's not a problem. It is, but as far as problems go, it's fixable. You know, his life will continue. He will have a damn good life still, we'll make sure of that. And in years to come we'll probably laugh about all this, but for now it's just a kick in the stomach, really. And it's just something we're having to deal with. But as I say, the hardest thing has been having that do or don't decision dropped in your lap and being told it's for his good, but we can't guarantee anything. Like, you don't expect that with doctors these days. You know, you sort of expect, oh, take this pill and he'll be right. And you're like, yeah, that's great, thanks. What pill? But there's no pill. There's no fucking nothing. There's just it. Sorry, I've chunned quite a bit on this ride. Sorry. But yeah, that's basically what spanned me out so much and got me so emotional. And like I say, normally it doesn't happen. I'm not normally an emotional guy. I normally keep it all quite tight and I don't let it get to me. But it's my boy. It's my one and only lad. That I know about anyway. And to know that he's going to have some hardship and there's nothing I can do about it, it's fucking killer. I don't do it. I don't deal with it well. I don't like it at all. I said to the missus, if I could give one of my eyes so he could see in his, I'd do it today. They could tell me it'd be extremely painful and probably hurt like hell for me and ruin the rest of my life, and I'd still do it for him. So I've had a fairly good life. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things you shouldn't see, but you know, it's one of them. As a parent, you just want to do whatever the fuck you can to make your child's life the best it can possibly be. And unfortunately, this is something that we cannot control and we have no effect over now. We just have a difficult decision ahead of us that may or may not help him. And it's a fucker, it really is. But I'll stop bothering you with it now and I'll leave you to your evenings or afternoons or mornings. I don't know what the hell you were doing. I'd hope you're not masturbating. Filthy animals.